Welcome to the 60 Plus podcast.
I'm Janet.
And I'm Joe. How are you today, Janet?
I'm really good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Do you know that this is our 10th episode?
Is it really?
It really is.
That's incredible.
It is. They say it couldn't be done, and we did it.
Here we are.
Here we are.
We're still standing.
So 10 episodes. I saw something on Spotify for podcasters, like the inside stuff, and it says that most podcasts never get past 5.
Wow, we just doubled
We
that.
doubled it. So congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to you, too.
What are we talking about today, Janet?
Well, today we're going to do one of our Real Talk episodes where we ask our 10 questions to an unknowing individual who's 60 plus.
And the questions have not been revealed to our guest.
No, they have not.
Do you want to introduce our guest?
Sure. So this is Lair. He's going to be joining us today, talking about what it's like to be 60 plus. Hey, Lair.
Welcome.
On your 10th anniversary.
Where's the champagne?
Well, we'll break it out afterwards. I didn't think it would be a good idea to drink before the recording.
I don't know. I think it could only help, really.
All right, so are you going to kick it off with the questions?
Yeah, I'm going to kick it off, and we're going to see how Lair does here. So, your first question, how did you feel about turning 60?
I'm actually not 60. I'm 59. No, I'm kidding. I'm 63. It didn't really hit me yet, really. I'm worried about 70 more, really.
Oh, yeah?
80,
Okay.
80. 80's really going to be troublesome.
Well, I like the positive attitude.
Yeah. So 60's okay for you then. All
60's
right.
good, yeah.
So you feel good about that. Okay. Well, I guess that's one down.
That's a really short answer, Lara. Jeez, it's going to be a short episode.
You're gonna have to
Episode 10 is going to be our shortest episode, Janet.
Well, I have my hair, so that's all I really need.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Wait, I have half a brain, too. But
I'm so jealous.
If I only had a brain. Do, 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 do.
All right. Did you celebrate turning 60? If you did, how did you do that?
I didn't, actually. I had a big 50th birthday bash. Some friends got me polluted with tequila, but no, 60 was quiet, I think. I don't really remember anything.
You were still scarred from the 50th
Yeah.
birthday party?
Yeah, I was. I didn't want to do that again.
Isn't it funny how the older you get, the less desirable a hangover is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's never been desirable, but you would do it anyway. Now
Well,
it's just
and
like
yet it still happens.
less frequently. Less
Yes,
frequent.
less
Well, for me, I don't know. What about you, Janet? Is it?
Oh, I'm hungover every day.
Are you hungover now?
No, I'm not hungover now. I'm tired, but I'm not hungover.
Tired, but not hungover.
No.
I'm tired as well. We had a big wedding over the weekend.
I know. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your daughter
Thank you.
got
My
married.
daughter got
That's
married.
so exciting. How do you feel about that?
You know, people keep asking me how I feel about my daughter getting married, and I say, I don't know. There's something kind of some low hum in the back of my brain, but I can't identify what it is because it's a brand new thing.
Yeah, it's another milestone.
It is, but it's an emotion I've never experienced before. So I can't
Can't put a name on it.
identify it. All the festivities are over. I had the girls in the house for the weekend, or most of the week actually, and that was fun to have them home. They live away, and we had a party Saturday, and then yesterday was Sunday, and that was the actual wedding. And a lot of friends came in from out of town, so that was great to see them. But I can't really identify how I feel. I'm happy for them.
Yes, of
Uh,
course. Well, your little girl's all grown up now. She's a married woman.
She
That's
is.
like a big deal.
It kind of is. I was delighted to see how happy they were during the wedding, at the reception. My daughter was bouncing throughout the whole ceremony. It was with excitement. So it was fun to see. We've kind of gotten off track.
That's okay. That's okay. We're going to get back to Lair now. I think I'm up next. So, favorite thing about being 60 plus?
You can say to guys like me that he still has his hair.
Yeah. The favorite thing. Well, I don't feel 90. I I can move, and get up and do exercise and hike and
That's
things. So,
good.
you're still at at this age, if you keep yourself reasonably fit and you don't drink too much tequila, you can have a nice, active, strong life. So
What about mezcal? Is mezcal okay?
mezcal's very nice.
When you run out of tequila.
Tequila, yeah. My memory's fading though. I think I had some last night.
Must be the mezcal. So I think 60, we've talked about this before, but when my grandparents were my age now, they acted much older than I think most
Right,
people our
yeah.
age act now.
Right. So, we really don't have to be that hung up about it.
I don't think so. And I think there's more of an emphasis on physical fitness and taking care of your body and all of that.
So, what do you like to do for exercise?
Say I go to the gym in the winter, not in the summer. I have a little rowboat. I row out on the marshes, and I ride the mountain bike. And just I don't really do like walking or like that, but and hot yoga.
Janet, we've been talking about doing an episode specifically on yoga.
Yes, the benefits of yoga.
And I don't want to get too much into that, but explain hot yoga to me. I've been to yoga a couple of times, but not hot yoga.
Yeah, hot yoga. You're in a room that's 95 to 100 degrees.
I don't like it.
Okay, I'm out.
And it starts off easy enough. It gets difficult after about a half hour in that room, and you've been moving and a lot, and you're sweating
And you feel like you're going to
profusely.
pass out.
But you can stretch a lot better, and it's quite a workout actually. So I'm sort of a big guy, or not huge, but I'm one of the bigger yogi guys. So it's hard for me to do a lot of those positions. I'm a little less flexible too. It's great. I'd encourage it from anyone in their 60s or 50s. It's amazing. So
After you're done with hot yoga in the 95 plus degree room, which sounds awful to me, how do you cool down? I mean, I had a friend for coffee this morning at my house, and he was talking about cold plunges after he exercises. Do you ever do anything like that?
no, no, it's nice.
That sounds equally torturous, by the way.
It takes a little time to cool down, but I usually just go outside. I don't put my coat on. After the class, you just kind of go out in the cooler weather. So that's why I don't do it in the summer because it's just too much. But the winter, it's perfect. You're heated, and then you go out and you cool off while you're getting to your car.
Interesting, interesting.
Well, it's so good to sweat like that.
It is good to sweat. You get
All the
toxins come
toxins
out and all
are out.
that. I don't know. I'd rather just sit in the room and drink mezcal.
There's no way to
Okay.
get rid of the mezcal. Really.
Well, at
You
least you
start all over.
exercise your right arm, right?
Well, I'm ambidextrous when it comes to
Oh,
drinking.
so you're getting both.
When it
both
comes to
arms.
drinking, because oftentimes I'll hold the drink in my left hand and I'll eat with my right hand.
Oh, good. So, well, that works then. Yeah, that's good.
All right, so Lara, what do you like least about being 60 plus?
Good question. I'm actually very comfortable with this age. So I just don't like like I said, I'm not going to be thrilled for 70 and 90. I don't know. Seems so far away, but it isn't. We're in the fourth quarter now. We're maybe in the third quarter of the football game, but it's more the future I don't care for. But right now it's fine. Have my health, have a lot of wisdom from living this long, and hopefully you have money at this point, some money. You don't have to worry about not having enough money for milk.
Still drink milk?
Very little, just in coffee.
It's half and half for me, Joe.
My daughter was at my house for the week, as I said, and she was like, "Dad, where's the milk?" I was like,
Yeah.
no milk
Yeah.
in this house."
I think we could probably do a whole episode on things that happen to you after 60, like lactose intolerant,
Oh, yeah.
gluten free. There's all this intolerance, or just plain intolerant. I don't know.
I'm just generally intolerant, so. All right. So I think you have the next question, Janet.
Yeah, I do. Do you do anything differently now that you're 60 plus?
Mm. These are hard questions.
They are.
I sleep a lot. I've always slept a lot. I have to have my 8 hours.
8 hours isn't a lot. That's like a normal
reasonable,
night.
right? Yeah.
So I really don't do anything differently now. I'm trying to work less, but that's not really working out for me. So, so no, my life's pretty much like it was when I was in my 50s, I think. Oh, I know one thing. Well, I don't want to tackle huge projects anymore, though. I used to have no
Like
trouble.
20-year projects.
I used to have no trouble building a
Or anything
house.
that takes you to 90.
Mm.
I had 4 years I worked on a boat 4 nights a week and all weekends. I don't want to do that anymore. You want to enjoy some mocha, mocha coffee. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor from all these years and not stress yourself too much with too many big projects going on at once. So I guess that's a little change I've tried to make, but it just means I drink more though. So
Back to
it's
the
really not working
mezcal.
out. So I decided I'm going to do a big project next year, but not quite as big.
I notice a theme in this podcast.
What,
It's
mezcal?
the drinking, the mezcal, the tequila.
But Joe, if you think about it, that's how we got our start
What?
with mezcal.
Okay, we did.
Remember,
The
we
podcast was conceived over mezcal.
That's right.
It's not the
Sounds-
right word.
It sounds wrong, but okay.
Well,
I know what you mean.
I hope everyone knows what I mean. It's
You're like, we should start a podcast.
it might have been a little slurred, a little more slurred than that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right, so what's the funniest thing about being 60 plus?
He's like, nothing.
No. Something that's happened to you, something someone has said that's funny about being of a certain age.
Oh, well, this hair growing on the back of my ears now, that never was there before. When I forget to shave it sometimes, and I feel like a, Neanderthal man going to work.
I feel like my favorite Martian, he had the antennas that came out of the back of his head. That's how I feel. It's like, it wasn't there yesterday, and today it's an inch and a half long. How does that happen?
Or you have a beard growing out of your nose. So, it's getting ugly there, but
Okay, well, I think
I think that nails it.
that
Yeah.
does pretty much nail it. I was on an additional grooming regimen this past week with the wedding, and
Right.
I was like looking at my ears from all different
You
angles.
got to
Just
get that like 10 times power mirror, right? To find all the
well, yeah,
stray
because my
hairs that are
because my
popping out all over
I'm
the
not wearing
place.
my bifocals when I'm looking in the mirror.
I know. It's like try to plug your eyebrows while you have your glasses on and you're trying to look into the 10 times.
Yeah,
That can be
that's-
difficult.
Okay, all right.
Well, that takes us to our next question. Do you have a bucket list? And if so, what's on it?
I think he's taking things off his bucket list, like big projects.
yeah. I do. Yes, I have a big boat, and I want to get a bigger boat. So I want
It's
to
a
get
bigger hole in the ocean in which to throw your money.
I want to do sailing again. So I haven't sailed since I was in my 20s. So that's on my. It's not really a bucket list. It's like a goal to go to. So normally it's like traveling, right, and jumping out of airplanes. But I already done that.
Jumping
I
out of
don't-
airplanes?
Yeah, I don't want to do it again. It's really was quite frightful.
Yeah, plus we got to live to 90, so.
Well,
Yeah.
so with the sailboat, would you want to travel with the sailboat, or is it just like day sailing or weekend sailing?
Well, the original intention was with my brother. He wants to sail around the world, but I really just want to have him sail it across the ocean to the Mediterranean, and then
And then meet him.
I'm just going to show up, and
Yeah.
so I love to sail and go visit places, but being out on the ocean for 3 weeks, crossing the ocean with the boat and seeing no land in sight doesn't sound that appealing. But I might be stuck with this because I'm a team with my brother on this. So, but
Have you already agreed?
we've agreed,
You
but
have a pack.
we haven't really talked about the details. Of course,
It sounds a little scary.
Janet, have you ever been on the ocean where you can't see land?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is a little unnerving, even in a giant boat.
Yeah, and I don't mind if it's like an afternoon sail or whatever, but for 3 weeks,
No. Because
talk about growing hair everywhere.
I mean, this weather that comes and you can't just head back.
No, you hear stories. I don't know. This is so, well, okay, it's your dream, not mine.
just to have plenty of mezcal. That's all.
Put a note in the bottle. We're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah,
Come get
right.
us.
Help.
Anything else on the bucket list?
I don't have a big bucket list. No, I would say no. I don't think of things that way. Like, oh, I got to do all these things. I've already done so many of those kind of things. But I would like to travel a little more, I guess. Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, see the world.
See the world, yeah.
I think traveling gives perspective somehow, like when you're someplace new and maybe it's a different culture, a different language, it just makes you feel more part of the world and also smaller in some way. There's a bigger world out there. And we spend a lot of time in 20-mile radius or whatever.
Hmm.
And it just gives you such great perspective, I think.
Well, we talked about that with, was it Nadine?
Mm-hmm.
Recently about all her travels, and you see different things that, again, perspective. We've talked about perspective a lot in this podcast. You know me, it's all about the food when I travel.
Right. Yeah. The amazing food that you can get, the amazing people that you meet. Yeah, it's great.
So, Lair, what advice would you give to someone that's about to turn 60, say in the next couple or 3 years?
Hmm. I would just say keep the fitness going. Try not to drink too much.
There
Mezcal.
is a theme.
You know, no, keep going. You know, people say, retiring is sort of death. I don't believe that, but I don't think I'll ever fully retire. My work is engaging and I don't have to take as much of it now. I can't see just retiring. But anyways, just stay healthy and do the things you would like to do. Maybe the bucket list or just goals. That's what I'm trying to do.
I had a very good friend who retired the first time in his 40s, and he was retired for several years. And I was talking with him one day. I can't do this anymore. I have to go back to work. And I have another friend who said, if you don't have a plan, if you think you're going to retire and just go fishing and playing golf all the time, no,
Yeah,
that doesn't work. You have to have a plan of what you want to do and how you want to spend your time, because you can't just spend your time sitting on the couch watching TV.
right.
You got to stay active.
Yeah, well, there was a TED talk, I guess. I don't remember the name of the gentleman who did it, but he was talking about how there were three phases of retirement. And so when,
Grief, denial.
no, 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 those are the deaths. No, Joe. So,
I was guessing.
okay, good guess. So the first phase is you're like, oh, it's going to be like vacation. I can get up anytime I want and I can do whatever I want. I don't have to worry about being anywhere or do anything. Well, that elation lasts, or his theory is, lasts for about a year. And then all of a sudden you're kind of looking around going, is this it? I really need to do something. And his theory was that if you found something that you had passion around or that had some intrinsic value, that you could actually have a really happy retirement after that. When we say retirement, is it really retirement in the sense of doing nothing? I don't know. I think there's always something that you want to embrace that gives you a good feeling with your time.
Oh yeah, like I said, you can't just sit on the couch and watch TV. You can't play golf 7 days a week.
Some people can.
It's not enough to fill all your time.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. So, next question. You only have two more left. You're almost off the hook. So, have you ever felt like you were becoming your parents? And if so, when?
Hmm. That is a really good question. I would say no, but it's specific to my situation. My father was very angry. I don't think I'll ever go there.
Was he always like that? Because I know people who've gotten grumpier and meaner as they got older.
Yeah, they lose their screening filter.
Their spouse dies or something ahead of them, and they change. So was he always like that?
He was always stern. I would mimic some of my friends' parents. They had amazing relationships, loved each other, and were very happy, kind people. So I tended to more have sub parents from my friends' parents, and they would sort of adopt me into their families.
All right, so I guess the short answer is no.
No, no,
Yeah.
Okay.
no, not at all.
All right. So the last question, we asked 10 questions of our Real Talk guest,
Mm-hmm.
and that is, what myths about being over 60 would you like to see us bust?
Hmm. Let me see. I heard one of your other podcasts, and there was discussion about maybe not the best subject, but women sex drive after 60. I thought that's a very interesting subject. So I'd like you to bust.
Me too.
I would like you to bust that myth because I don't.
Me too.
'Cause, I believe that the sex drive in that issue is nothing to do with age, actually, for many men and women. So that's one.
Any suggestions on how we can do that?
Okay, Joe, now let's not get dicey.
No,
Remember,
no,
we are
no. It's
not
an honest
explicit
question.
rated.
You're gonna have to dance very gingerly around that one a little bit.
Any other myths you'd like to see busted?
What would be some of those myths? Do you have? Is
People
there a
over
list?
60 don't know how to use technology. We busted that
We
one.
busted that.
Yeah.
People over 60 are responsible for all the woes in the world.
Thanks,
That's
Boomer.
okay, Boomer. That's according to millennials.
Yep.
People over 60 become grumpy.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, but they probably weren't very nice people to begin with. So,
Oh, I don't know about that. All right. So,
I think the last one would be an interesting subject bust, that they become grumpy. But I believe, Joe, like you just said, that there are people that get grumpier, but there may be reasons. They're aging. They're not aging well. They're unhealthy. So
they could be in pain.
Yeah, they
they
could
could
be
be
in
in pain. I know somebody who said, all my friends and family are gone. I'm the last one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
So
It is tough.
I've said to friends, I said, how do we know we're not going to end up becoming grumpy like them? I don't think they ever envisioned being grumpy.
Right.
I knew people who were very happy, very kind of jovial people, and as they got older, they just got a little grumpier and a little
Yeah,
grumpier.
yeah. I think I don't know, for me, maybe it's not this simple, but I always think it's about gratitude. We're always grateful. How can we be grumpy? It's like, I got another day. I'm grateful for that day. But I do think that if you're sick or you're in pain or something like that, then that changes the whole game.
Our generation, I think, are more fortunate than previous generations because medical care has gotten better. We know how to take care of our bodies better. We know how to age better. So maybe it won't happen quite as often.
Right. And I hear there are amazing healing powers that Mezcal has.
Topically applied?
Any way you want it.
I think if you lose your partner, your long-term partner, that you see people also going into sort of depression and changing their life. But since there's so many divorces now, we don't really have the long-term partners we used to. So that problem should start easing up.
We've solved that problem.
Okay. Those are our 10 questions.
They are, unless you want to come up with another one.
Well, that would be 11, and we
Is there
don't.
anything else that you want to tell us about life after 60 or share with us, or
Share some of the wisdom
any
you've gained.
inspirational or funny stories, or the wisdom? Yeah, you said that you have this wisdom from all your years. What would be some of those nuggets that you'd want to share?
You hopefully have those nuggets, unless you're an idiot over 60. But
Oh, none of our listeners are idiots.
No, no.
you should have a lot of knowledge. You should be able to hopefully do the traveling you want to do, or go move to a foreign country for 2 months if you've done well or you've done okay in life and you're healthy.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. That's important.
Mind, body, spirit.
And get
healthy.
your 8 hours of sleep a night.
And your 8 ounces of mezcal.
I was just going to say.
Oh my God. We definitely have to get a mezcal sponsor now.
We do. Let's, that's a great idea. We'll get our marketing team on that right away.
Yes.
All
Chop,
right.
chop.
Well, I think that wraps up our 10th
Woohoo!
episode of the 60 Plus
Pop
podcast.
the champagne.
You have anything you want to say before we wrap up, Jan?
Well, I just want to thank Lair for doing this.
Yes,
and,
thank you, Lair.
Thank you. It's
Yeah,
fun.
we really enjoyed having you on, and sorry for putting you on the spot so much, but that's what we do here.
All right, so this is the 60 Plus podcast. I'm Joe.
I'm Janet. Bye.